Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice and to My Choice Tuesday. I decided for today that I wanted to listen to some metal a cappella in the form of Canto. And I have heard them before. I did a reaction to them a while back with Mark Garrett from Cardivox Academy. It was super fun. We listened to Rebellion. It was good. And a bunch of you told me that they had an even wider range and that I should listen to them more. So I've been looking for that opportunity. And just recently they dropped a new single. It's called Raise Your Horns. So I hope that many of you will raise a horn and have a drink, maybe tea, water, or whatever your beverage of choice is, and listen to this new song with me. This song is originally by Amon Amarth, whom I've yet to do a reaction to yet on the channel, but I've been debating it. And I'm really excited to hear not just a cover, but the entire song for the first time. Now, we should note, this caught me by surprise the first time, they are mostly a cappella. Instead of having a vocal percussionist, they use a drum set, which I think is a sensible choice for a metal group. So, without further ado, let's get to it.
Running the dun and the dun and the doo doo, run the dun and the racket to two, running the dun and the dun and the doo doo, run down the weedy, run the dun and the dun and the doo doo, run the dun and the racket to two, running the dun and the dun and the doo doo, run down the weedy, run the dun and.
This is like advanced scatting for metalists. Running the dun and running the dun and doo doo. Racketa, like the syllables are so much fun. Okay. Back. Racketa. What instruments are they?
Running the dun and the doo doo, run the dun and the racket to two, running the dun and the dun and the doo doo, run down the weedy, run the dun and the dun and the doo doo, run the dun and the racket to two, running the dun and the dun and the doo doo, run down the weedy, run the dun and the dun and the doo doo, run the dun and the racket to two, running the dun and the dun and the doo doo, run down the weedy, sex is all right, we fought hard and prevailed, running the dun we will find change, our disease, rolling sun, the blessing hell, run to field.
Whoa. There's so much that's happening right now. The guy who's singing lead right now. So I understand, I think that there's 6 of them, which I'm seeing as well, that sing in this group. And usually 2 will split the lead or take the lead. So I'm guessing that's the 2 in the front there. And then you have the guys in the back. Now, I don't know what all of them look like, but I am going to read off some of their names because they deserve some attention. So Inga, I think she's the female lead. She's in the front as well. Then you have Ross Thompson. I love this. He's listed as higher guitar vocals. That's right. It's not like baritone or tenor. It's no, higher guitar vocals. His responsibility is to sound like a guitar. And then Stefan Schmidt. His responsibility is lower guitar vocals. And then you have Ingo Sterzinger. So Inga Scharf and Ingo. Ingo is a bass vocal. So I guess he does have like bass as in low, but he's actually imitating the bass instrument, which is cool. Then you have Bastian Emick. He's the guy that's on the drums back there. So it's not percussion, vocal percussion. It's just real percussion drum set. And then you have Jan Moritz, bass vocals as well. So they got a couple down there that are taking care of the low notes. And you have Hagen or Hirschman, and he's the male lead. And I think that he's the one that's doing these crazy growls right now. Okay, gonna go back and appreciate this a little bit more. I wonder how long it took them to coordinate all of those really awesome syllables for the different kinds of sounds.
Darkness coming upon
Cool. It's so interesting hearing the different kinds of harshness that he's going through. I'm not an expert in harsh vocals, but I really like the way. I used to just think it was all screaming, and I've very much changed in that understanding. You can hear different ways that he's using fry for sure in there. I hear some false fold usage, and it seems like different mixtures of them possibly as well. I really particularly am impressed by the top fry sound that sounds like almost like a banshee. It's creepy. In the background, I'm particularly interested in how the vocalists are creating textures, that sound like instruments. And I was noticing, for the most part, it sounds like they're all sticking with the same syllables. But once Hagen started singing, they switched to having more N's and M's overall, like a lot of mama. And M's and N's are going to have more of an inner sound, which will be a little bit less obtrusive and leave more room for a lead vocal. So I think that was an interesting choice in the arrangement. And now it sounds like we've got some clean singing from Inga. Cool. This ooh vocal line that she's singing, she's the most clear one that you can hear, but there is definitely a doubled octave below. I'm guessing that one of the guys has taken over that line as well. Listen to it for just a second and then we'll keep I loved at one point there when she sang her top note, she had a little vibrato come in, sounded very, very classical, almost operatic. I also love the way the screen shake during one of his big, like, roar moments. Oh, right there. And there's her operatic. Nice. So in that, it looks like they open up to an ah or an in there with that more melodic line. And it was curious. I think that we added another male voice. So we definitely have her. And then I think it's 2, maybe even 3 male voices. I'm curious if they doubled on that bottom line. And just to bring in a little bit more sense of that melody. This is a beautiful combination of really clean singing and then really harsh vocals. I like it when genres overlap like this. I mean, there's so much overlapping happening. If you think about a cappella music, which really originates with choirs and became very popular as well with barbershop, right? How far is this from barbershop? It's really, really neat. So I think it's interesting how sometimes on downbeats you have what sounds like a little more of a chord. So you have obviously like this runnin' and dunnin' line that's going on and a bunch of guys singing that. But then sometimes you have the chord on the downbeat. It's almost like there was a chord played on the piano, or if you had an orchestra, if you had a bunch of strings play that, it has more of a rounder sound. It doesn't have an attack on it the way that you hear runnin' and dunnin'. That has a lot more articulation to it. This one is just a vowel. So it sounds like an instrument that is a little bit smoother overall. So it could also be just like imitating a synthesizer, or even like a pipe organ, perhaps. Pretty neat. I still cannot say the thing that they're repeating over and over underneath. I keep making mistakes when I'm trying to mouth it with them. It's fun. It's complicated. It's deceptively complicated, which is really cool. how he's moving the sound resonance around. I see, like, it sounds like he's really pushing it towards his teeth sometimes, and other times it sounds like he's almost making dominess with it. And again, I used to think that harsh vocals were just screaming and that they were terrible for the voice, most likely. I was totally wrong. And it's fascinating to see all of the intricacies that can happen in growling or screaming, using false folds. And it's the same process that we go through for any kind of singing. You take a breath, you create some kind of phonation. Maybe the way that the vocal folds are coming together is a little bit different in harsh singing. Maybe you're using your false folds instead, or maybe they're not coming together like cleanly the way that they do in clean singing. But then after that, you shape that sound in some way. And that means you'll often direct the sound using various muscles within your vocal tract. And that sound can be directed towards your teeth, or can be directed towards your cheekbones. Or if your soft palate is really up, you might create a little bit more dome in there. Dominess is often associated with warmer or deeper sounds, or more classical sounds frequently as well. So it's very interesting to hear the way that he's playing with different points of resonance in this. I'm going to go back. Also, I love the video effects right now. It's so cool, like the little bits of fire that seem to be coming in. Very nice. I want to point out as well that you have essentially oohs that happen in that melody first, and then they switch to those ahs. And ooh tends to be a sound that's a little more subtle. It sneaks up on you. And opening to ah lets that melody become even more transparent, in addition to adding that additional voice down below. So that was all of the guys, I believe, singing unison on the bottom. And at one point, right before that, there was a drone on a low note. I think that sounded to me like a didgeridoo. I don't know what it is, but I'm getting just super strong vibes of didgeridoo sometimes. Keep going. I like the extra harmony they added here. Like, if you didn't already have a horn, doesn't this part just make you want to be like, yes, we shall drink to Valhalla. Also, raise your horns, raise them up to the sky. I like the way this is so nerdy. If you guys ever want to just nerd out together, by the way, come and join us for D&D. We play it once a month on Twitch on Saturdays usually. I play a tiefling, so I have horns. They are amazing. You should see them. And yes, we very much encourage and promote horn drinking. Okay, let's like he's casting a spell on me. Wait, I want to go back just a moment. So that's one of the first times I've heard them actually sing Raise Your Horns. And then they go back to Oz, I think. Listen to that. Good build. It's a nice way to go up one more level. great expressions on his face. That's mic choreography right there, in case you're curious. So check that moment out. And in case you guys didn't know, they're definitely lip syncing in this. But I mean, they might have taken some things from this take as well. It makes sense to continue to do a recording when you're doing something like this, but most likely it would be very difficult to get a clean recording because you have a drum kit in the back. So that'd be difficult on the mixing. But yeah, that mic choreography right there. It's like, oh yeah. No, it doesn't sound like their mics went away. I love the mic choreography though. Ooh, no. That happened way too fast. That was like a surprise ending. It happened way too fast. I didn't catch it. It went back and started playing again. So if it was a quick cut off to you, that's because it was a quick cut off to me. I was like, whoa, it's over? I like long songs. You guys know that though. I was very intrigued by how they made these different kinds of vocal sounds below. And I like that they kept them going. It almost felt like an ostinato, the way that they kept that groove and this repetitive syllabic pattern going. Very, very interesting. I like that within that syllabic pattern also there was some fun internal rhythm just in the various consonants that they chose. And then it was interesting to hear how they shifted at times to oohs or ahs or ms and ns. A cappella arrangement is a craft. It is something that you don't just learn overnight. It's something that you learn through lots of experience. And I think that they've done a really good job here. I am very just blown away by how they've melded the harsh and clean singing here within an a cappella group. I love the way that they're pushing those boundaries. And I feel like this song really makes me want to be victorious at something. Like, I will go off to battle. I will raise my horns. Yes. I mean, it might have been a drinking corner. They might have been talking about metal horns. I'm not sure. But I think it could be either and really strike their audience very well. You guys, this is fun. You should get to know more about Canto. You should listen to their music. I think it's just really fun to have somebody doing a cappella and metal at the same time. So we're going to be putting a link to this video and also to their channel. So go subscribe to that, listen to them a bunch, support what they're doing because it's cool and it's creative and it's original. Yes. And if you want me to listen to other songs or review other songs on this channel, put those in the comments down below. That's where we track them the most. And if you get upvotes there, it counts. You can also find me here on YouTube every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. Arizona time. And then you can also find me at Patreon, or if you want to learn more about singing or about music in general, I have courses on that at thecharismaticvoice.com. I hope to see you somewhere else soon.